Alright, so that is chapter 4 done that I just got done with. And before anything, I'm aware of this black bar over here. I'll just show you a flashbang warning. Oh, maybe. I've just got a really bright window back there, and as of right now, I don't have anything to fix that. Like, I'm looking over at it, and it just doesn't seem that bright, but for some reason the camera makes it look like it's, the sun. Um, but anyway, continuing with what the topic of this video is. So I just finished chapter 4, and in all honesty, I think it was a lot like chapter 3. It was pretty good. A lot of detailed descriptions, a lot of world building, a lot of like setting the stage. Really kind of showing how two characters' dynamic is going to work with one another, which I think is alright. The two characters being Violet and Dane, and I think that's alright. I don't have any problems. The only real problem that I had for the entirety of the chapter was right at the end, whenever they reintroduced the main villain, Zayden, and like I just read the entire thing, and to me it's so cringy. Like it's so cringeworthy. Like they're really trying to like hype him up to be this ultra bad guy, you know. They keep talking about all these things that he is and he's done and how ruthless he is and this stuff, but he's just not done anything yet. He's literally just not done anything. Like he's just talked a big game, but I've not seen anything. So I'm sitting here going, how am I supposed to fear him or think that anything's going to happen? And then the chapter ends on a cliffhanger, so I still just haven't seen him do anything. So I'm sitting here going like, I don't care. And during that scene there was some information, gathered, like expedition hidden in dialogue being all like, oh well, he can't kill Dane because Dane is, a wing leader. He has risen the ranks some, but she isn't. And again, like now both times Zayden has appeared, he's talked a big game and done nothing. I'm sitting here just going, I would rather you just remove him. And then also like the things he's saying, like he's supposed to be an arrogant prick, but I'm sitting here going like, you sound like a 12-year-old. You're supposed to be like in your mid to late 20s, or well, like mid 20s, I think. I don't actually remember if they've said his age, and if they have, I've forgotten because sorry, but the main villain's a forgettable character. Now, mind you, it's only chapter 4 thus far, and I'm not just sitting here going, he is just simply a bad character throughout the whole book based off of the two times I've seen him, but not impressed right now. Not impressed. Now, with like the world building and stuff, like them describing, like there was a lot of detail that went into describing, what was it called? It was like, it's not like the rotunda. It's something like that. Hold on. I know it's in here somewhere. I don't. Nope. I can't find it in a single second. Oh, and them also actually describing like in greater detail how the powers work, like how the magic system works. That's actually really important here. Um, Describing that as soon as you bond with a dragon, which dragons are the main power system, at least so far that we've seen, you can do lesser magics, like just essentially anything that requires you to channel a little bit of magic you can do now. But the important ones are each dragon has like their own special powers that you have access to, such as like I'm gonna call it fire bending or ice bending or something like that, because that's the easiest way to for me to put it, or being able to like channel lightning or shit like that. Um, and it's nice to see that explained. But then also Dane's power being able to read minds through a very specific mean shows that the power system is more dynamic than just fire, lightning, ice, whatever kind of powers, which I think is important, and I think it was done pretty well. And then also in general, just like some of the descriptions are good. Um, and then also how like again showing the dynamic between Dane and Violet, like not even just the I would say playful or sexual undertones, but also just showing how they interact with one another, such as like uh Dane, to get her attention through a crowd, he has a bird whistle that apparently they've been doing since they were kids, that he's been doing since they were kids to get her attention over distances. Um and that's just neat to see. I like seeing that there is some thought or a dynamic there instead of it just being, oh, two people, right? And then also just various descriptions. I think some of the descriptions are done pretty well. So far. Also, I have in the beginning of this chapter, I have something highlighted that I saw as foreshadowing. Well, I'm calling it foreshadowing because they're literally telling you how the year will play out, like some key moments during this first year of training or whatever the fuck it is, right? Um, Such as having to later do the gauntlet, like doing sparring, doing like the academics, going to what's called the gauntlet to train, um which is essentially just a big obstacle course, and then there being a final stage of the gauntlet that's like way harder or what have you, and then afterwards going up through the canyon that apparently the gauntlet is built inside, like I'm gonna say like floors almost, like the gauntlets down here and then the canyons up above, and they have to go through the canyon just to go to like the final presentation to actually do what's called a threshing, which is where you can bond with the dragons. um I have that in here, and it's neat to essentially have the layout of, okay, these things will be happening later in the book, which is why I labeled it as foreshadowing. Uh, it might not be exactly what other people would call foreshadowing, but that's what I'm calling foreshadowing. But yeah, all in all, I think it was pretty good. I think like, and it was literally like the last third of of the final page that I had an issue with, and it's just because Zayden is back and he's like a 12-year-old bully, just except for people are all like, oh, he's going to kill you and he's killed people and he's ruthless and he's this and he's that. And it's like, okay, show me that, please. I would really like to see it. Please let me see it. Don't just say it's going to happen and then it not fucking happen. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to leave that here. Hopefully I can do these more often. I just haven't had the time in the past couple days. So, see ya.